Alright guys, welcome back to the last game of the evening between Staff's E-Nerds and the Nottingham Bears, and what a game this one is set to be. Both teams have had some fantastic games this evening where we've seen some really impressive plays been coming through. Billy in the last game on Gangplank, last I looked he was 7-0-5, absolutely demolishing the enemy team, so likely to be banned away this game, but we'll see what it is Staffs have got in mind. For this game I will be joined once again by Scarecrow, as he will be casting with me for this game.
And who will not be fading away this time around, hopefully.
I won't be closing TeamSpeak this time, so you're okay.
Sweet. Okay, so yeah, two teams that we've already seen today on stream. Both have not completely stunned their opponent, but have made it clear that they are dominating kind of the scene at the moment. So it's going to be interesting to have this really even matchup that I was expecting when we were facing Bangers versus Cambridge earlier today, but that we didn't really get to see at the end of the day. But right now, we have the biggest matchup. The most important one is going to be Trash Club Billy and Bait Tank. And that's really, really going to be the most important matchup because we're going to have Carry Top versus Carry Top probably again. We've seen Trash Club Billy Fiora. We've heard about his Gangplank just right now, that he's gone absolutely legendary in the last game. As you said, probably will be banned against him. But actually, we'll get that confirmation as we head right into pick and ban phase.
Yeah, absolutely. Excuse me, sorry, yeah, straight away actually banned out by Bait Tank and Co. The Gangplank not wanting to see that again this game, and I'm not really surprised that with that then barrels being, I think it's 73% armor penetration with Last Whisper. That's really scary to deal with, so get that off the board and force him on something that's not going to absolutely terrify you every time he drops down a barrel.
Oh man, the top lane bans are real. Those are most definitely target bans. Artesh being focused down in this target pick and ban phase. I mean, his Ari was good, but I don't know if it was ban worthy per se. I do agree on the Fiora and Gangplank ban on Trash Club Billy. He was really instrumental in those wins. Yeah,
I wouldn't say it was instrumental to them winning, like you say. The Ari, it was good. It wasn't outstanding to the stage that it's, oh my god, we must ban this away before it absolutely tears us apart, but clearly it's not something they're comfortable playing against, and they just want to ban it away and maybe put Artish on something he might be a little less comfortable on.
And the Jack's banned away from Bait Tank because he had an absolutely phenomenal game. Granted, he was against a passive Shen. That doesn't really help when you're against the snowballing Jacks, but he did prove his proficiency in both running away and split pushing, so just for safety's bet, don't actually bring it, ban it away. And Callista is going to... We're talking about Elise later because Elise is kind of like this priority jungle pick that's always kind of first picked anyways, so we almost expect it on blue side all of the time.
Yeah.
And in response, what seems to be Callista Echo. Echo is a good, not counter pick, but it's a good response. He does have some inklings of ganking early game. He does have early game ganking possibilities. However, he feels more relevant in team fights through the use of his AoE stun, and so he's a good answer to Elise in the mid game when both are semi-tanky. He brings more utility and AoE to the team fight. Elise goes for a more single target damage assassination kind of thing. So, and after that late game, Echo completely outscales the Elise. Callista, a very strong ADC, even through the nerfs, has done terribly well. So I'm excited to see what she picks up as a support, because I think that what defines a Callista lane is what she picks up as a support.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen the free shooter play Callista twice today. In the one game he was 10-1-9, I believe, the one that was on stream, and in the last game he was playing Callista then, and his team were pretty much rolling through the gems to Groons in that game. So again, super solid pickup for them, something he's very, very comfortable on and hopefully can deliver on in what is going to be the most important game for them this evening. As you say, the OG on the Echo. Echo is quite a difficult one because a lot of people really struggle to land down that AoE stun and then get inside the stun area before the other team can get out of it. Hopefully OGN can deliver on that. I mean, obviously we haven't really seen him play before, so maybe he's got something up his sleeve that we're not quite aware of, and it would be good to see. BM himself on the other side, locking in as well as the dance party. He's gone for the Oriana. Super safe team fight. Gilgit, same again. Super safe for the team fights. Bait Tank, less so. But so far, a pretty solid lineup, I think, for actually on the side of Staffordshire. They're doing this drafting phase pretty much the right way. They've just got to hope that they can obviously stop Nottingham getting some power picks into these last couple of picks.
Yeah, and I do like the Shen-Oriana combo. Shen has a short range taunt, but when he does hit it, he will distract the enemy long enough for the animation for Shockwave to complete. So you know that once Shen's taunt hits, if he has the Orianna ball on him, that person is as good as dead. There will be no chance of them flashing out of the Orianna ult. More so than that, Azir is being hovered, and it's one of these really strong picks that we don't see often in the NUEL. It's a really strong champion. Someone might even qualify it as disgusting because he has so much utility, so much damage, and so much mobility, all packed up into one very unbalanced kit, it would seem sometimes. So we do usually see a lot of bans targeting that champion priority, not because mid laners are good at it, but because it is such a strong pick. But because the top laners have been focused down, it went through champ select, much like Kalista has in the past few champ selects as well. And so I've been looking forward to someone picking it and showing that there's a reason why we ban Azir a lot. Alongside that, Nautilus shows in as what I'm going to guess is a support. We talked about Trash ability possibly running Nautilus, but I do feel like Bears Are Bears was outstanding on it last game, and that we do want to see Trash ability on the carry top laner, which he's going to have priority on. He is definitely going to have priority on, and they're putting him in the counter pick position.
Yeah, I mean, Billy has time and time again proved that he's a lot better on these carry top laners. It's not that he's bad on the likes of Nautilus, it just means he can't make as big an impact despite all the CC that obviously Nautilus brings with him. So hopefully they give him something in this last pick which he can kind of enable him and carry it on. Hopefully something like the Jack's been banned away, but Irelia quite possibly still open. He does play that quite a lot. Could be a pretty safe pickup, but obviously waiting to see what it is that they're going to lock in. The Azir pick, as you said, always waiting to see people perform on Azir, and Artesh, I think, does have the skills to make it happen. Against BM's Orianna, which is a pretty safe pick though, we'll have to wait and see.
There we go, the typical top laner, I carry myself to challenger pick, Irelia.
I'm not surprised.
I come back to it a lot, but it is true. Every top laner that feels like carrying themselves, look at high elo top laners in general, before getting into LCS, before going to the challenger scene, you see that their main comfort champion, the one they feel they always carry on, the one they kind of default to, and that throughout the challenger scene they grow out of, is Irelia, because it is basically a Riven where you have to be proficient at the champion and you climb solely through your skills. Irelia's kit is superbly unbalanced.
Nice hang on there to say that one.
But it's almost a typical carry top lane pick. What I am looking forward to, and what I really like from the draft on Nottingham Bears, is the fact that they didn't have the chance to pick Elise for OGN, but I didn't like OGN on Elise. And the reason for that is he didn't have early game pressure, and he did manage to pull it off. Yet, as we saw throughout their later team fights, he was not instrumental, but he participated, and he participated well. He was at, I think before the game finished, he was 6-4-10 around that, which means he participated in the team fight. And putting him on a team fight jungler that goes for AOE, such as Echo, I think is the right move. And if it is his style, I think it's going to be a much better OGN we see in this game. That being said, we have an Elise, and I haven't seen Gilgit on early game jungler thus far. But if he does manage to pull off early game pressure, he manages to keep down the Irelia enough for the Shen to not outclass her or outscale her, but for the Shen to be at level with her strength and keep the wave where it needs to be, so to stop the Irelia split push basically, then the Shen is going to be way more relevant. Specifically, if he can help snowball the Tristana in bot lane, there should be kill pressure prior to 6 on the bot lane, as it is a Kalista Nautilus lane, and there's not a lot of peel. It's sort of going in these two bot lanes, so it's going to be very explosive. Even though we do see Catch ending up with an exhaust instead of ignite, Leona is not the greatest of peels. It's more of going in and just making sure that you can lock someone down forever. BM should be able to get to level 6 fast enough to prevent a death on Mikey or on Catch, and that's where he's going to be instrumental. If he manages to hinder the Kalista in the early game or stop her from snowballing just from lane, that's a big splinter they're taking out of their back.
It would be Nice, and obviously, like you say, I mean, I like to touch as well on this bot lane with Malky on the Tristana. I really like Tristana as a champion. I think the changes to her have been fair. They've been pretty good thus far as well. I mean, she can trade early game again, which is always really nice for her to have. And with someone like Catch on Leona, it could be really good if they manage to get onto free shooter. If they can return damage back down onto Malky, though, I'm not too sure how it's going to go. Bears does have Ignite, and meanwhile Catch does have the Exhaust. So it's a lot of ways to slow down the Kalista, who obviously is very much so enabled by her attack speed. If Malky can get onto her and obviously pop down his explosive charge, jump onto her with a rocket jump and get that damage boost onto it as well, that's going to be a lot of trade potential that they have built in there. It's all down to how Bears controls the enemy bot lane, though, and if you can keep them locked down and stop them getting that free damage onto free shooter, they could have a pretty good time down there. But again, I do expect that to go over towards Malky and Catch.
I wonder if Bears is going to make a second MVP occurrence this game. I'm definitely hyped for it, especially because we'll have our eyes set on him since he did get a first MVP earlier today. In any case, it is going to be a very, very interesting game with a lot of map control and a lot of objective control. I think is going to be focused in both these fights because both mid laners are just going to look to farm, really. Azir has maybe a slight more kill pressure on the Orianna, but even then, Orianna can turn anything to a farm lane, and Azir is just fine on a farm lane, so both of them are going to look to scale anyways. Top lane is where we're going to see jungle interaction, like I said earlier. We just want to make sure that the Irelia doesn't get out of control. And then bot lane is just going to... That's where the actual lead is going to come from, either or bot lane. And the one that actually gets ahead gets to take the bot lane turret and then transition into a dragon. And that's a very strong early phase that we need to look out for, and we need to look out for which team does that. Because honestly, both teams have great team fighting.
Yeah, it'd be good, like you say, to see them using it to a great effect. Obviously, it's going to depend how the early game goes for both teams. It won't really help much if they lose out into the early game and don't have those advantages they need. Either way, the teams are now jumping onto the Rift, so much excitement to be had in this final game of the series. And I've actually just noticed they've done a bit of a switch around this time. Bait Tank not playing in the top lane. He is actually the mid laner for this game, so a nice switcheroo. Maybe something that might throw the Bears off a little bit.
I actually hadn't noticed that myself. I was just wondering why Shen was in the mid lane. I was just thinking that probably they were just wanting to put that they just wanted they didn't order themselves on the draft earlier, but no, they actually did. Yeah, and BM is playing Shen top lane, so maybe it's gonna catch Trash Club Billy a bit off guard. But I do hope BM has his top lane game on point today, because Billy definitely has his.
Yeah, he's been playing really well. I mean, Billy has always been the, I suppose, big star player for the Knots. You know, he's always had fantastic performances in the top lanes, and his Irelia often being the champion on which he has those kind of performances. And what better place to put it to great effect than in the wildcard final, where the Bears really should have made it into the top 3, I believe, anyway, beforehand. Unfortunately, like I said, with the ESL Premiership rocking up, they didn't have the players to commit every single week, so they did drop a little bit. Whereas now this is their big chance to climb into that top 4 and potentially claim the title of the Summer Tournament champions. They will have a lot of competition waiting for them next week, though, so fingers crossed this is some good practice for them in which to make that happen.
Yeah, like you said, they are, and we did actually quote them as being the favorites for this entire wildcard tournament. We did expect them to be to get to this finals, so they are definitely probably the favorites, and they're probably gonna win this game. But it's not sold just yet. I mean,
it's hard to say because so far staffs have really impressed this tournament. I think, like last season, I didn't notice them too much, but this tournament they've definitely impressed. Every single time we've casted them, they've played very, very well. Today they've played very, very well. You know, between them, they just play the game very, very well. In terms of their matchup against their opposition, so BM versus Billy and Bait Tank versus Artesh, I would probably put it in favour of the Knots players, but I'm not going to put it past the likes of Bait Tank, BM and Malky to make big plays in this game and really excel Stas Force and give them a good chance to make it through to the finals.
Indeed. Something I actually noticed during the loading screen is that Bait Tank is actually quite proficient on Orianna. He does have that rank 5 mastery, so he has played it a decent amount. So he must be confident in this matchup. Honestly, he must have been confident because he's the one who initiated, or I assume he's the one that initiated that lane swap. But it's always an interesting idea to see that. Paul comes in. It's interesting that they had that potential 2-lane swap.
Yeah, I did say to them actually in the pre-game, getting LCS, what we call LCS order, the top, jungle, mid, AD carry support, it makes a more pleasant viewing experience. But he did say we might not be able to do that because we do like lane swaps. It's just what we do. Like not so much lane swaps, but they put players in roles they don't usually play. And because I assume obviously Bait Tank is very, very good on the Orianna, they've left it open to him. Maybe even baited the Bears into thinking that Bait Tank would be in the top lane, when in actual fact, obviously he is going to be the mid laner. So, going to be interesting to see how they pan that one out. Will it be a bit cheese in which they manage to catch Nottingham out of position or catch them unaware as to how well BM can play Shen and how well Bait Tank can play Orianna, or will it just fall flat on the face and they'll not have much success with it? It obviously remains to be seen, but I've got high hopes of Bait Tank on the Orianna.
At the end of the day, though, it is just down still to more than the players. It is also down to the champions and who they're facing. And Orianna Azir, I don't see much happening there. That's a very farm-heavy lane. Both laners are very safe in what they do. So unless of a huge misstep on either side, which I didn't see Artesh misstep that much against the Katarina last time I did cast the game. I do think the role swap, as we might call it, is maybe a bit more off-putting the first few minutes, but in the overarching grand scheme of things, I don't think it's going to be that important. But like you said, we will see as we actually do get to this game. I'll still pause right now. Both teams didn't go for any invade or didn't. They just deposited very safe wards at the entrance of each other's jungle. So nothing to be expecting in the early few levels. Maybe a camp will be done by the bot lane, but probably more than anything else, there's going to be an Elise just rappelling in to get the Krugs. Oh, but the game will resume, so let's get back into it.
It's always obviously nice to jump into, and they begin obviously on the same side of the map so far, with the blue team also doing the red buff and red team doing the blue buff. Nice reverse for the colours. So I can't imagine you'll see any kind of crazy early invades going on if they're just going to start on their buffs quite happily. Actually, we can see the Bears giving... Sorry, not the Bears, sorry. We can see Staffs giving over the Krugs to the bot lane, wanting to try and give them a nice early advantage. And I would love to see some early action. Actually doing the mid lane already. Not paying any attention at all, and Artis super low. Bait Tank himself being really low. One more auto attack would have done the job there, and very ballsy play by Bait Tank. He does still have the barrier, so won't be too afraid to trade any further if he needs to. Unfortunately, Ignite not being on his side, so not going to give him any advantage, unfortunately. And there's the level 2 we were thinking of. Catch this time. Walking away. Actually, look at this, though. Oh, one more attack. Oh, he's got away with it as well. Nice.
And they called it Caster Curse. It was supposed to be a far mid lane. Damn it.
Well, you are just notorious.
I just need to stop analysing stuff. It just doesn't work out for me, does it?
You're just notorious for this caster curse that you speak about. It seems to happen to you every time you predict something, so predictions seem like a bad thing for you to do.
But at the end of the day, it does seem that it's favouring maybe one team, but it's probably favouring the Twitch chat as well. They're probably having loads of fun.
Yeah, watching that one go out.
Caster Curse forever.
Well... I thought that obviously the mid laners, well, the laners themselves on the side of Nuts would be stronger than their counterparts on the staff side. How wrong I was, and I should say that in the bot lane, Bears are Bears. It's hard for them to trade at this stage. Catch getting caught out here, but nothing much going on. The supports are just taking the front line. I can't really say anything else, can I? Of course, he's got caught out. What else do you want me to say? Gets hooked.
Yes, that's exactly what you.
I will try my.
Through this discussion before,
I'll try my utmost to avoid saying caught or catched or anything else then, but I can't make any promises.
It's okay, I won't blame you. In any case, I do want to talk about the first pickup on First Blood Orianna is the tier. And the tier at 3 minutes is absolutely perfect because you're not really missing on any combat stats.
Ooh, damage. Tell you what, he's bullying Artesh around here. There's very little Artesh can do, and actually Billy, completely missed the stun, unfortunately. Didn't manage to obviously close onto him and won't pursue that one under tower. Very unfortunate there, but nice thinking to try and close Billy down early, knowing he is the star player in essence. Actually, Malky, lucky flash away, will dodge that hook coming through. That would have been death if it had landed. Nice for him to be able to obviously have the reactions to dodge that one. Well done. Oh, and in comes OGN now. Unfortunately, the timing on that sphere doesn't quite land to get the stun down. BM having to flash away, and in comes Gilgit just to provide some cover. Nothing much going to go down there in the top lane just yet, but that is the flash down for BM, and it is still up sorry for Billy.
Good jungle interactions in the top lane. There we go. There, if the stun had landed, BM would have died, and if the stun had landed on the side of Gilgit, then Billy would have died. So clutch plays in the top lane, lots of pressure, and at the end of the day, Trash Club Billy is just slightly ahead in CS. He has a bigger wave, so BM will probably catch up on CS in just a few minutes. But the real CS discrepancy is in this mid lane, where just Artesh is getting bullied. He's gone back for a second North wave, but Malky gets caught.
He does, yeah. These trades in the bot lane are becoming very common, and nothing's much really come of them though. Free shooter will get locked up, but not enough to get any significant damage down, and Artesh, as you say, going very low. Gilgit coming in here to try and stop OG and taking away this ward. It is going to work out in their favour so far. Bait Tank clearly has the advantage in the middle of all this, and they are going to go for OG here, try and bring him down, but nothing much happening yet. No stun up for Gilgit to be able to get the cocoon down. It does come out, and the flash away from OGN does keep him alive, but only just getting out of range of that one. Artesh himself needs to be careful, actually. If he gets caught up by Gilgit and Bait Tank, it's not going to look very good for him. I think he'll be okay. He is going to be okay. Actually, managed to take out the pink ward as well. Very nicely done.
Yeah, that's one of the great strengths of Azir. Besides his strong laning, he can clear vision from so far away. Obviously, I don't have a lot of time to talk about vision usually in these games because they are very flashy and very action-oriented. But that is a great strength from Azir, being able to take down vision from so far away from such a relatively safe position. But even with that, he's one level, full level behind Bait Tank, and he is just getting chunked out. Look at that huge minion wave. If Bait Tank wants to force something, he could. He doesn't have Ignite, and it's a real shame because we could have seen some real action in mid lane.
He does have his ult though, so it's somewhat scary for him to drop down if he can poke Artesh enough, but I'm pretty sure he's just happy at this stage to put a lot of damage down onto the tower, and Artesh is getting an absolute hammering here. I really thought he'd stack up a lot better, but it's just not working out for him so far.
Getting the Bait Tank treatment. I wonder if the action coming up.
Oh, actually going to get himself caught out here almost. Oh, the trade coming back in. It is not going to happen though. Artesh trading the kill back onto Bait Tank, and nicely done by him there. The barrier, clearly a little bit of a bait. Artesh didn't even need to use his ult in that one. Kept himself up and alive just about though. Very unlucky for Bait Tank, and perhaps a little bit too greedy.
I'm really starting to think there's a Cosmic Joker. Cast her curse at its finest. The very second I do say that Artesh is getting absolutely demolished, he trades back for a kill. He did have his barrier, and it would seem that Bait Tank used his in return, but a lot of straight up burst on his side. That's very unexpected, but he did have double Dorans against just a tier. Now it's a tier amp tone, but it was just a tier on Bait Tank. Bait Tank might be a bit baiting himself into that situation. I'm sorry, I'll never do it again.
I think he just, like you say, got himself into a bit of a bad situation there. Trying to get a little bit too greedy. Probably should have just been happy with the barrier, but wasn't. Wanting to keep going, as he's trying to do now, look, as you can see. Always just trying to walk around these soldiers, and the trade he puts back down is really good. Artesh has his ult actually here. This could be a lot of danger for Bait Tank, and actually Artesh going so low. One more attack will be enough, and it does land. Bait Tank picking up that kill.
A solo kill, but Gilgit coming with the spiritual health. It goes
well, actually, they're going for it in the spot lane now. They are all level 6. They can get an ult down if they want to, and they will go for it. Just missing the stun range though, so Free Shooter won't get locked down. No kills coming over in that bot lane.
I do believe he misjudged that. I think there was enough range, but I might be wrong. Free Shooter just escaping. VM in trouble. No, he is. He'll just dash out of there. And there's a blue buff being transferred to Bait Tank right now. If you thought he was oppressive before, wait till you see him. He is considerably ahead of this Azir. This Azir has been trying to fight back, mind you, and he will still be very relevant later in this game. But it will be later rather than sooner. Mikey in a dangerous position again.
Needs to get out of there actually, yeah, going very, very low, and Catch has arrived to try and provide some support, but not really enough to make anything happen. Bears of Bears does still have that Ignite, so they want to go for a trade here and try and use it soon. Obviously the ult is down, but they do still have Fate's Call on Free Shooter to use, which is always a nice free easy knock-up followed by a snare. They've just got to make it happen. Bears of Bears very low himself though, so a bit of a risk.
There's the Fate's call just in case, so he should be alright in the worst case scenario. Fate's call should come
Oh, he goes down actually. Yeah, he does. Completely going a little bit too greedy there. Nice trade back by Milky. Now, actually, OGN isn't here. BM does come down though. They're not going to get the kill onto Catch, unfortunately. And that might actually be a return kill. Another one coming in for Milky. That's 2 kills for him in that bot lane. And that's exactly what they needed to start winning this lane. Unfortunate for the Bears that they couldn't turn that one in their favour.
That's what happens post level 6 in a situation where Shen isn't being bullied too horribly by Aurelia. Sure, he has a CS discrepancy of around -20, but that's not a problem because Shen doesn't win lane. That's not his role. He makes other people win lanes for him, and with Beitang handling himself just fine in the mid lane, he just need to tilt the edges, tilt the whatever it's called, slightly in bot lane's favor, and they won that. But I will say this. Mikey, and not Milky as people pronounce it, is playing very, very close to the chest. He's been very ballsy in his positioning right at his minion wave in front of the enemy turret, and I don't think I agree with that. Beitang is going to get destroyed.
It is. He's been caught up by 3 members here. A really nice ult. Almost keeps him alive, but OGN's Q does come flying back, and with it down comes Beitang himself.
We do see Beitang really comfortable on this Orianna though, and he's going for an Aether Wisp first. Would that potentially be, it has to be, I imagine, a Luden's Echo, unless it's a Lich Bane, but I highly doubt that.
Yeah, but it's nice for the move speed as well, just to obviously get out of Artesh's soldier range, because they're so annoying when you're constantly getting poked down by them. So, a wise pickup, I think, as well. It's a nice bit of AP, it's very gold efficient. Maybe not the best buy at this stage, but either way, it'll work out for him in the end, so getting towards that Luden's even more poke down onto Artesh when the time comes about.
He does have his mana regen item with the tier stacking up slowly but surely, so we'll see. But again, I think Mikey needs to be careful. He's acting very recklessly. He had the Shen to save him once, but the Shen ultimate isn't up just yet, and well, the ultimate on the side of Bears are Bears and the Fisher are up. There's action all around the lanes. Free Billy.
Billy is actually slowly starting to take it in his favour now. Artesh with a really nice ult coming there though. Does push him towards his own tower, but I don't think it's going to matter. Beitang will go down. OGM making himself known in this lane now, as that's 2 kills down onto Beitang. 3 deaths overall. And actually, it looks like they're going to go for it now. Bears are people going a little bit... Sorry, Bears are Bears now, it's called, I should say. Going a little bit deep onto the owner, who is still full health, so maybe a little bit of a waste there. And they're going to go for it. In comes OGN from the side. They are going to try and make something happen here. I can't see it happening. A nice ult away does knock both members back. They are trying to return the kill. It's just not going to happen for them. And fortunately for them, it looks like the staff bot lane will survive this.
They had stunned up Mikey, but there was not enough follow-up because, as you said, Bears are Bears was quite low. And the ultimate on Shen wasn't actually up yet, so taking care of that. But BM is getting absolutely trashed by Crash Up Billy. Like, go for it.
Yeah. It actually looks like Billy is indeed showing and asserting his dominance on that Aurelia, and is beginning to win out in that top lane. BM did a really good job of holding on in the early game. He's built what he can. He's gone towards the defensive items, but it's just not working out for him so far, unfortunately for him. But maybe I'll have a bit more luck now that he's gone towards that Ninja Tab. I will sustain more of the Aurelia's damage, but Billy only gets stronger and even more proficient as the game goes on, so needs to be careful. Actually, Artesh caught out this time round. The Cocoon missing and hitting the minion instead. That's quite unfortunate for them, but that will be the kill. Going across the bait tank, and what a high kill mid lane this is turning out to be.
Indeed it is.
Oh, actually goes straight in. It's going super deep for free shoot there, but I don't think it's going to happen. Actually, just about walking away. Catch under tower is taking a bit of a beating, and Bears people need to be careful now, as they are going to dive for it. It might just work out for them. Actually, the TP comes in from Billy, just about saves them out there, but Billy can still the TP actually. That does mean he won't get back to the top lane in time though, unfortunately.
Is going to give a bit of free farm to BM, who desperately needs it. He's 40 CS behind, much like his mid laner. No, what am I saying? The mid laner is only 10 CS behind. Artesh has been doing a good job of farming up, otherwise getting killed several times. Lots of action in this mid lane. 3 and 3 for the Orianna, 1, 3 and 2 for the Azir. Lots of action. What was supposed to be a farm lane in the mid lane ended up being the highlight reel of today's game. Maybe a high priority on it was supposed to be probably the 2 carries of each team.
Yeah, Billy's just going for it again. Look, he always wants to get on top of BM and put down as much damage as he can, and BM's already lost 3/4 of his health just from Billy's trading with that ultimate, and what can he do? There's really not a lot he can do except try and run away, but Billy always saves his dash for when he needs it most, and it's definitely running out for him so far. Actually, looks like Gilgit is caught out onto Bears of Bears here. Trying to get a little sneaky gank onto Baitang. Not going to work out. And actually now Gilgit's the one in trouble. The Shen ult comes down. I don't know if it's going to be enough. He is only a third health, remember. And it's not. Gilgit will go down. BM very shortly going to follow if he's not careful. He's super low. And he will get dropped down as well. A pretty poor ult to try and save him there. Bears of Bears very low. It's on the shield. Just keep him alive. And a double kill coming in for OGN, who's now 4-0. Really well played on this Echo so far.
And that's what I think we were missing with the last game in Nottingham Bears.
Oh, Baitang's going for it. That will be a kill. A nice kill there. Really nice play actually by Baitang to bring the Azir back in. And all Malky had to do then was just hit a couple of auto attacks with the explosive charge on. And nice and easy kill.
Again, we see how comfortable Baitang is on this Orianna, so there's a lot of potential for him to bring it back almost in this mid game, and he has to bring it back. He has to be the carry for this team because all 4 kills, or 4 of the out of 6 kills, are onto him and Mikey. But Mikey, with the positioning he has in bot lane, I'm kind of worried with the positioning he's going to have in team fights. That being said, Aurelia did end up getting the top lane turret, and Mikey's getting caught again.
He is being caught up there. Bears of Bears onto him, but straight away the return from Catch is onto the free shooter, and he goes very, very low. Will die, I think, from this explosive shot, as it does indeed bring him down. The killing spree coming in for Malky as they go on to Bears of Bears. He does have flash to get away, but may not get away with it. The explosive charge is on, and that will be a double kill for Malky. 4-0 now. What a fantastic person to have all these kills on.
Yeah, it is a great idea, and she's going to be able to absolutely destroy these turrets. It's going to respond the pressure from top lane. The strength of top lane seems to be equaled by the strength of bot lane. Trash Talk Billy's going to
actually, yeah, he is coming down here to try and make something happen, but it looks like the whole team are closing in. OGN there just to keep Billy alive and make sure they don't chase too deep. But a little bit of a scary situation there for Billy. Good thing he got out.
And this is what I was talking early. Now there's room for Dragon. BM has teleported down. It would be a shame for him to teleport for nothing. Mid lane turret is being pressured. OGN is still up, so the dangerous call. But BM is here, and they could make do with getting a dragon early. That being said, Mikey has to back, so you better hope to stay in position. They're gonna get mid lane turret at the very least. Yeah. Which is not really a sign of which mid laner is truly winning this battle. Both mid laners going extremely even. Maybe not in farm just yet. Baitang still 20 CS ahead. BM just gets caught.
Yeah, they are going to come in for this one now. They are actually in here as a 5-man squad in full force, but not really getting the catch they wanted. But that should be a pretty comfortable dragon unless Staffordshire can position better. They are going to go for it actually. In comes BM now. They are trying to get in there. The spear is down from OGN. No stun coming through onto BM though. They are going to go there. Really nice Orianna ult lands onto Bears of Bears and Artesh, doing loads of damage, and they are going so low. Milky is untouched in the backline. Billy now catching onto him though and should be able to bring him down here. Free shooter, a triple kill coming in for the Tristana, and he's going to keep on going here. Clearly wanted to bring down Billy as well. I don't think he'll catch up with Billy as he's quite quick, but damn, that was scary. Malky was pretty much completely untouched at the back of that fight. He's 7-0 now.
Baitang playing that absolutely beautifully, a great Orianna ult, and I was talking about a Shen delivery system for against that. Orianna ult came and then Shen followed up.
Fantastic closing there. Down. Really good closing on OG, and he had the ult, he wanted to try and get the steal, but it just wasn't to be. And actually, despite being the favourites, Nottingham are now 12-6 behind in kills.
Yeah, their bot lane getting absolutely shredded, and Trash Club Billy isn't huge enough to warrant a team fight win. They might have to go late in this game before they can do anything, but with a Kalista versus a Tristana, is that really what you want? Lots of death on their mid laner and their ADC, and not enough kills on their Aurelia. That being said, she is comfortably ahead, 60 CS, so it is good enough for now. We have to look at other team fights when Artesh scales up himself.
Yeah, I mean, at this stage, obviously Malky is huge, and that will no doubt be Billy's focus from now on. They'll be trying to get onto him every single time. Whether or not that happens will be a different story. Obviously, it depends on the positioning that Malky gets himself into, so fingers crossed he can keep himself alive. It's really good to see AD carries able to look after themselves, but I think he is going to need some help a little bit later on down the line.
Yeah, indeed, he totally is. That being said, The main reason I believe, I'm going to again nitpick on this Tristana's positioning in team fights. I don't think it is optimal. That fight, the only reason that Tristana was untouched was because of that Orianna ult into the Shenton, which is great, mind you, but that's not always going to land. And the day that doesn't land, she was alone, split from her team. And you can be goddamn sure that Bears is going to focus target lock onto that Tristana. That Tristana will die in a team fight and probably lose the team fight for her team if she does get caught like that. So, once again, there's definitely areas to improve, and I would like to see Mickey actually go a bit on the safe side. He is the carry for the team right now.
Actually looks like Malky's been caught up. Nice ult comes through, will knock most of them away, and the grab just missing there. Really close catch on to catch. I've said it again. I tried to not to, but I couldn't help it. Anyway.
Oh, I just said myself. It doesn't matter at this point.
Yeah, I mean, Billy, look how much damage he can do now to BM. I mean, BM, there's not much BM can do at this stage. He has done so well so far to not die to Billy, but Billy's certainly getting close now. I do really feel for BM. There is just no trade back potential on this Shen.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if Billy doesn't end up killing BM, as long as he has the pressure on the lane, which he truly does, as we see. He is falling even further and further behind, still a solid 60 CS lead for the Aurelia. And who's going to stop the Aurelia split push at this moment? Not a lot of people, let's be honest. And this Aurelia is fulfilling her role, even though she's probably not going to be the best team fight force, even though she can team fight quite well. She is going to be a split push factor to this game that I'm not gonna find my words.
Lost your train of thought.
Absolutely.
Brain
Forget
fart.
caster curse.
Yeah,
caster brain fart. There's a group mid lane, so let's look at that, because that seems interesting.
Yeah, that's better. Let's get completely distracted and forget about that. Anyway, you can see that Orianna has finished off that Ceres Embrace now, so a much stronger shield coming through for her once these fights get well underway. Bait Tank doing a fantastic job on that 5-3-3 in the mid lane, even up on CS over Artesh, who is only 1-5-3. Not the most ideal game for him so far, although Billy still yet to get involved in a single kill in this game, and this might actually be the one. Malky completely caught out, an instant flash away, and will go in there. Billy himself getting quite deep on that one. No kills coming through though. Very few ultimates used, bar the Nautilus and the Aurelia, and they will keep going. Artesh, what a fantastic ball delivery there with BM and Orianna working together. Artesh's ult doing next to nothing to lessen the damage, and a really nice easy kill onto Artesh yet again.
How does a Shen get that close without a flash? That should never happen. And that's honestly what I was talking about. The second you get taunted, if the Shen has the ball on him, first of all, he had the ball on him. How did Artesh not see that? And second, how did BM ever get in range for that? But the second you get taunted, you won't be able to react to the animation time from the command shockwave. And Artesh just, had he been able to, he could have probably just Emperor divided a bit better. That wasn't given to him. He didn't have the luxury for that this time around. And that's such a shame, because Nottingham Bears had a really good start to that quote-unquote team fight. They took out the Shen ultimate. They had caught Mikey, so he was flashless. Lots of defensive peel was used on Mikey, and if you wait around and re-engage after that, Mikey's sure is dead the second he missteps. Because he did misstep. That was originally what made this team fight happen. He misstepped again. And that's what they really need to punish right now. And they need to make sure that they don't do the same mistake. Because if they're gonna get punished, they're gonna get punished hard. It's a 5-3-4 Orianna. It's a 2-item Orianna plus Lucidity boots. He is going to chunk you down hard.
And it's not even just her. You look at the size of that Tristana as well. That's horrific people to be dealing with. I mean, look at that damage coming down. Now look at that. Absolutely insane how much he's doing. I mean, yeah, Artesh doesn't have any boots. He doesn't. Well, okay, he's got tier 1 boots. He has a Needless Large Rider. The only full item he has is the Nash's Tooth, and that's nothing at this stage in the game. It's nearly 25 minutes in. Just not getting the gold he needs to be able to survive at this stage. Really needs a Zonya's Hourglass, I feel, but maybe got some other priorities he needs to be sorting out first, like how often he's getting chunked out by Malky and Bait Tank. Sorry, they're doing a really good job of catching him out every single time. Even though the Orianna ult missed, the amount of damage that Malky's bringing out is insane.
And oh god, that was close. Don't think he expected to have a Bears in that bush. But in any case, like you said, lots of damage coming from Mikey. And Mike is on the Zeki's Arbiter now. he is going to absolutely destroy anyone that's in his way. And Trash Club Billy better watch out. He doesn't have the positioning. He should be countering the Shen up top. There was no way they could contest that dragon after Artesh was caught in that way. So
ooh. This was like a free mid lane tower though, because they were just so reserved about going in for this one. And they might actually have themselves in a bit of a bad position here. They need to get out now before something happens. And it looks like Catch has been caught out. Billy zipping away over the wall once again. Then Malky in the back line is getting shielded up by that Shen. They need to keep Malky alive. He gets bundled back by a fantastic ult from Artesh, but does manage to hop straight back over. And he's getting so much free damage down this back line. Catch goes in, but does get deleted down. A fantastic flash taunt will catch up 3 members. Billy trying his best to bring down Malky, but it's not going to happen as he goes 11-0-4. And the whole team on stats must be feeling really good about their performance so far. 4-2 in that fight. What a fight that was.
And that's the positioning you need to have, Mikey. You need to stay in your back line, you need to wait for your Shen to taunt an enemy. It's easy as that. You have a great front line, you have Leona, she's gonna lock down people for you. It's gonna be absolutely fantastic. That being said, it was a good catch on to begin with on from Trash Club onto, I believe, was actually Catch. And it was just a great movement to completely delete her and then disengage the fight. What happened later was just Shen was getting multiple 3-man taunts in a row, and that really did not help in the team fight. That being said, Oriana was also fairly healthy in that fight and did quite a lot of work. I don't remember seeing the command shockwave in that fight, so I don't know if it was used. I don't think it was. But that being said, good rotations on at least getting to mid-turret. In the end, they got mid-turret for a team fight that they kind of lost, but as long as they get objectives and try and set up this Aurelia for split push, they might have a comeback mechanic on their hand. That being said, they're 3 dragons down, so it's going to be a hard game for them, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, it's an uphill struggle from here, and it can only get better. Look how much damage just the ult alone does to Artesh, going so low. The nice ult lands down from the Leona, and I'm pretty sure Artesh is in full tilt mode this game now. It doesn't seem like there's really much of an avenue back into this game for him. He's being destroyed every single time he gets caught out, and definitely not looking too bright for the Not Spares at the minute. The only person with kills is Echo, and that's a full tank in the jungle. Billy's doing his best in the top lane. He's 2-1-0, but that alone isn't going to be enough to carry this game, I don't feel. Not when you've got an 11-0 Tristana to deal with, who's playing so well, and the positioning really, really beginning to shine through in these team fights.
Yeah, and BM now has the luxury to buy Sun Power Cape so he can try and split push. And when the Shen is split pushing against the Aurelia, you know something's up in that team fight or in the comp in general. Getting out-pressured and out-rotated is going to be a very, very hard game. Mikey is super fed. He has his Phantom Dancer, didn't even go for a static shift.
No need of it at this stage.
Their AD carry is mid lane though, and they will be seen at mid lane, so they need to watch out they don't get engaged upon right here. But wise enough, they do decide to rotate the AD carry. They're probably going to go for Baron, but they have decent amounts of vision. Artesh can absolutely go.
Look at that once again. Malky is just doing so much damage that there's nothing. Artesh can literally nothing anymore. I don't see the point in even him trying. He may as well just sit back and wait under a tower, because walking out of base is just a death wish. Milky always has his number, and as soon as he shows up, down he goes. And it's probably going to be another tower, actually. If the team manage to group up, they are actually going to turn towards Baron instead, and a pretty good signal too when the 2 main damage threats on the Not Spares team are down. Really good opportunity for them here. If they can take this one away, that's pretty much sealing the fate of this game.
I can't believe I'm saying this in a NUEL game recently. Don't take offense, NUEL, but
what an ult lands in as well. And the fantastic ult comes in from the Oriana straight on top of them, catches out 3. Loads of damage coming down. They pick up the Nasher. OGN getting dropped down very shortly. Down he goes too. 2 easy kills onto the only 2 tanks on the team, and that's pretty much sounding off the death knell now for the Not Spares. 23-8, a 10k gold lead, 3-0 on Dragons and a Baron. What can they possibly do to come back into this now?
Nothing. Think about next game. Oh wait, there's not. Uh-oh. Well, they might just have to sit tight and wait for the end of the game. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if the surrender vote came in, because there's not much they can do against Mikey. I think Mikey can 1v5 at this point. We've seen And can I just have my Monte Cristo moment before they fight? No, apparently I won't.
Apparently you won't. No, it's Milky actually gets dropped down this time. Free shooter picking up that kill. And this is the one chance the Bears have to make something happen. They are full on chasing onto this team now. They need to get onto Bait Tank in the back line though. He has nearly got that Orianna ult back up again to use. Just needs to hold another couple of seconds. It is back up. Fantastic ult lands down. The ult comes through now. Will almost burn down Artesh. Just not quite enough. Bait Tank himself very, very low. Free shooter himself gets popped down. And this really is Bait Tank's time to try and beat him, giving him an ult for good measure. And I don't think they'll be able to get a kill onto Artesh this time round, but a nice turnaround by them. Really good on waiting on for that. Oh, they almost catch onto Artesh, but just doesn't quite happen. Why Artesh hasn't dropped down his Azir towers in any of these fights so far, I'm not quite sure, but a very, very painful fight overall for both teams, to be fair. Actually didn't go as well as the stats thought it would go.
You make a great point. That's actually the first Azir turret I've seen all game. That's just really maybe a sign of how tilted Artesh has been throughout this entire game. But I will get to have my final Monte Cristo moment because I'm just going to go back to the catch onto Free Shooter and to Azir in the forest that, you know, culminated into a Baron. That was all due to vision control, and by God bless, I don't think you see that in the teams from probably from 8th, 4th, or 8th to 5th in this occurrence. If Bait Tank brings his team all the way to 4th spot by winning this game, there's not enough vision control in these games. That was just very easy. They invaded, they wanted to push top turret, they decided to invade top jungle, and there's going to be another instance where I can be able to finish my train of thought. Good stuff. They want to get top lane turret, they invade top side jungle, they put a lot of wards, they get top lane turret, they can regress back into the jungle and bait Baron. And then we see Artesh, who's had a particularly bad game and who's on tilt, face check a brush against, well, Tristana, and then the rest is history. And that's what we need to see more of. And if you want to become a top tier team in the NUEL, if you want to be in the top 4, that is the type of vision control you need. That's the type of decision making you need to have.
This is the one time actually not going to have a chance now while they're trying to like face tank this tower. It's not really going to work out for them though. Milky is pretty much safe at the back of this fight, keeping himself alive. Fantastic ult from Bait Tank once again brings Artesh down. Gilgit will get dropped eventually, doesn't go down somehow. Double kill coming in this time for Bait Tank, and the kill coming across yet again to Milky. 14, 1 and 8. And how Gilgit survived all that I don't know, but that's 4 dead members on the side of Nottingham, and really not much they can be done here. I think that is the surrender vote coming through. Staffs E-Nerds coming up huge in the finals of the Wildcard tournament to earn them a place in the grand finals next weekend.
Artesh got absolutely blown up 100-0 by a single Orianna ult, and I think that's telling of the game. I'm going to be one step ahead of you. You want to know who the MVP of that game is? 100% Bait Tank. He started in the mid lane. He started by surprising us. That was supposed to be a farm lane. Ended up being probably the central pivotal point. We all know Mikey has a great game in bot lane, who's had many kills. But again, like I said, I feel he had lots of missed positions, and I have a feeling he could even be an even better position. Had he been in a better position, he probably could have closed this even quicker, just to see how much damage he was doing.
I have to wonder, where are you seeing the missed positions if he's got 1 death on the board, to be fair? I think he played it fantastic overall. Like, conflicts in MVPs, we very rarely ever agree on these, but I'm going to say this now is, that was for Milky, to Milky for me. I thought his position overall was really, really good. The only one time I saw him get caught out in a fight was near their raids when Azir managed to get a really nice ult to knock him towards his own team, but he managed to flash back over and was perfectly safe once again and just rained down absolute deaths from afar, and time again he played it absolutely fantastically well. Not to take away from Bait Tank, he did do really well against a lane I thought he would lose against, but alas, surprised us all, and at level 1 pretty much brought a kill across to himself in essence, and well played overall. Artesh having a really rough game, going 2 and 11. Not his best result, that's for sure. I'm pretty sure he'll be pretty disappointed with his performance there, but less of the depressive stuff. Staffs Enos through to the final next week, and that's going to be a fantastic chance for them to really shine on the big stage with the big boys as it stacks up. I mean, as we said, we fancied Nottingham to take this tournament, but surprising everyone, Staffs Enos were the ones to do it. We do actually have one of their team members available now for a quick interview. We will be speaking to Bait Tank very, very quickly about how he felt that game went. So over to take that interview now will be Trid with Bait Tank.
Jack. Hello. Okay, so I'm here with Bait Tank from Staffordshire's Unis team. I'm just gonna have a couple of questions. It's a very short interview with him. So to begin with, what's your thoughts coming out of that game? Like, you excited with the victory that you're gonna be in the tournament next week?
Oh yeah, definitely. We're definitely excited. I mean, we didn't really practice during the week. We practiced a lot today. We put about like 3-4 games beforehand. Um, but yeah, it's definitely. We didn't think we'd get this far, especially like when we only went to the Wildcard. We thought we could possibly get top three, but the teams in top three are very good. And to be honest, the only troublesome teams we had during this summer tournament.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we're definitely excited. We like to have rematch against teams we lost. We usually come up on the win then, but we will see how it goes. I think we're gonna definitely try a bit more. We're actually gonna try go for the win. Now we're in. We're gonna try and win it. It's good reputation for the uni and for us as players. If whoever wants to go further in league or whatever.
Brilliant. That's good to hear. But I've got to talk about the match a little bit, because we had a situation here where you're typically known for being the top laner of the team, but you somehow found yourself playing Orianna in the mid lane. So everyone's a little bit confused about that. I mean, was that strategy planned from the start of the match, or was it just like an adaptation on the fly?
Well, it's actually the reverse. I was the team mid laner.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, we had so many swaps in the team. First, I started out AD carry, and I played Vayne only pretty much, so it wasn't hard. Most of the time we found that we basically got banned out, or the fact that other lanes fed and I got ahead, but it didn't really make any difference as an AD carry anyway. So I liked most champs in mid lane, so then we changed up. So I went mid lane and we put the Rip Hacks or the Mikey guy in the AD carry role, and it was working out for us pretty well. Then one game, because I pretty much played Orianna only, that to a really decent standard, and then so I think we lost against Amir's Toxic. They just banned out my Orianna because we were on stream the previous game and they saw it. I was like 8-1, but we still lost, and they banned it out, and we were like, yeah, what do we do? So at that time I think I picked Ari, and we just got stomped. I mean, I went like 1-7 in lane, and the whole thing just collapsed, the whole game. And after that, the next time we played against the team, they tried the same tactics. I was like, I main Jax also, so let me Jax top, and BM, our top laner, he mains Azir in solo queue. So we're just like, let's do it, and it worked out pretty well. Then we played 2 games like that, and then we played it today as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's that kind of. I think it's like, either way, it's okay as long as they don't ban out like Orianna, Azir, and Jax. Then that would be, I think, problematic for me at least.
Yeah, you'd lose all flexibility with your roster, because at the moment you're able to pick between top and mid, which is quite an interesting thing that you're able to do. But I've got to talk about your opponents as well, because you just took out the Nottingham Bears, and in the previous season of the NUEL, they had a very dominant showing. So do you think, like, taking out the former kind of top dogs, you can go all the way next week against these teams like you said you've had difficulty in the past with, but do you think you can take it all the way going into next week?
Well, like I said, all the top teams that are already there, I think we lost to some of them both games. I think we had 2 games with some of them, and we lost both games to some, but some we beat. So I think it's kind of like 50-50. I think it depends on the day how we just play. I think we're very much kind of like luck based. It's basically our early game. If we tilt in the early game, then I think that's kind of it. That's kind of it. We kind of lose the game. We don't know how to, slow the game down and just farm. I think me and the bot lane have very aggressive early games, and it's one of if we get shut down, that's kind of it. And it worked out for us. Worked out quite nicely for me this game.
Yeah, you had a very strong showing on the Orianna. But just finally as well, can you talk a little bit about esports at your university? Like, do you have any other NUEL teams? Like, how does your uni accept esports in general?
Well, I think overall the uni only started accepting it this year, and next year we're actually going to get esports sponsorship from the uni. So I think us showing up with 4 teams to the actual summer tournament, and then 2 of us actually making to the qualifier. It's actually quite funny because our second team, Staff's me, were actually our second team and didn't make it to the wildcard. So it's actually quite surprising because then our third team made it, and we base our team based on their performance in game. That was quite a nice surprise for us, I guess. Not everything's about solo queue ranking and performance in game. Sometimes it's just about luck.
Yeah, brilliant.
But yeah,
it's great to hear, man. Anyway, we're gonna have to wrap up this interview right now. I just want to congratulate you on your victory today, and wish you all the best in the tournament next week. But right now, I'm just gonna have to throw it back to Derry just to finish off the stream. But other than that, thank you for your time, Bait Tank.
Cool. Thank you.
Alright guys, so there you go, that's hearing from the man himself, Bait Tank, with the fantastic plays on the Oriana, and his whole team played a fantastic game there. The team Stats Enerds earning that rightful 4th place in the Grand Finals next week. We will be back the same time next week, 6:45 PM with the Grand Finals, so be sure to tune in and see how that one pans out. Can Stats Enerds go all the way, or will they fall flat against these upper echelon teams who they've had trouble with in the past? All remains to be seen. The only way to find out is to be here next week. From myself and the other 2 casters, that will be Trid and Scarecrow. We thank you both for joining. We all thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you next week. Thank you.